Welcome to the Fight Horizon podcast, where Jiu-Jitsu leads the way to life's true meanings. Learn a fresh perspective and join Dan as he interviews fighters, hunters, and more. Grow your knowledge and understanding on Jiu-Jitsu as you join in on real conversations with real people. Now, let's join Dan Rathmanner as he leads you on this journey.
Fight Horizon episode 21 with Evan. I don't care if you don't want an armbar, Kichura, you're going to get one. Boom. Greatest intro ever.
Yeah. What, as in I will get the armbar or you're going to get the armbar on me?
It's still yet to be seen.
I like to be at least think that I'm a hard person to armbar.
Oh, I thought we were going to go emotional there. I'm a hard person to understand. I really am.
Do you picture me as a very emotional person?
I kind of do. Like
anger. I think anger is probably my biggest emotion, especially like today when I was telling you about canceling that Game Pass on Xbox. I almost like threw my phone about 3 times.
So I had a conversation. I almost call it a talk. I had a conversation with Pete yesterday, right? Okay. About how, and we were joking. We started off, he's like, you know what? I don't get mad at the big things. Like, can't go to this college, or didn't get this job. You know, like the really, really big things that change your life. But if you cut me off in traffic, I'm punching your child in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
People are like that.
Dude, people in cars, I think, are already like on edge, because I had one time all I did was this guy tried to pass me and I sped up with him at the same exact speed. He got so mad. He hammered on his gas, got in front of me, and he started throwing garbage out of his car at me.
Shut up.
Yeah, for real. So he's throwing garbage out. I'm like, now I'm laughing because I'm like, I can't believe that I just made this guy that mad. So he's like, we get to the gas station. I turn my signal on because I'm like letting him know I'm turning into this gas station. So he starts giving me the finger, and I'm like waving him in. I'm like, come on. Like, you want to throw garbage in my car, dude? Like, he probably thinks like I'm driving this old man car. I'm some old man, and then all of a sudden this big motherfucker gets out. And, like, he thinks twice about what he just did. Like I'm out.
Like, I don't use this car just to get to places. I deadlift it too. You know what I mean? I don't know why people get in traffic specifically, people get like cocky, right?
Yep.
So they're like, okay, I'm not going to let you pass me because I have a certain car and you have this car, or I'm not going to let you pass me because I think you're a piece of shit, or, you know, other shit like that. It's like, it's a dick measuring competition.
It is. Because I was rolling around yesterday in my friend's Shelby 350 GT, and he drives it like a dick.
I saw that.
That video that I posted, we were probably going... he probably got up to at least 120, like right on the on-ramp. It's fast, though. I mean... For
all the officers that we roll with, it was out of your jurisdiction. It was not your problem. Don't worry.
It was on the Autobahn. I just came back from Germany. There's no speed limit over there. No, that's a badass car, dude. I know why. I'm like, man, if I had the money, that's an expensive vehicle right there. Oil change on that thing is like $300-400.
Shut up.
For real, it takes some really rare oil that I think is like, I want to say it's like $30 a quart, and it takes about 8 quarts. So you do the math on that.
It's like mined from like old baby dinosaur bones, right? You know
exactly.
I mean? It's the purest form of old.
It has some
bones.
Amish guy turning it in like a butter turner,
like a butter churner, right?
Handmade oil.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shelby GT oil.
Shelby GT. No, but that's always a good time. Something, especially when it gets warm out, and then you go down by Bradford Beach here in Milwaukee. You know,
hashtag
Milwaukee. So in case you get any listeners out there that don't know what Bradford Beach is, it's the place to go in Milwaukee because we're right on Lake Michigan.
I'm glad you hashtag that, because believe it or not, we get a lot of listeners from Italy. Just doing a shout out for all those Italy fans.
Interesting.
Thank you for listening, because you guys
How do you find that?
You know, I have it mapped out on the program.
It tells you the demographic.
Yeah,
of
the
demographic.
Listening. You know, we got U.S., right? It's the big one, obviously. Italy is like next.
Weird.
And then you get Russia. Oh, Canada's up there, but they're not that high. And if you want to count it, Hawaii as another country, pretty much.
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
you know, they're another one.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. That maps it out for you.
Yeah, and it gives you like where you or where they're listening. You know what I mean? Like, so iTunes or SoundCloud or Google Play or you name it. As long as you get on iTunes, you're on like 5 other platforms.
It's kind of like Instagram. I got a lot of followers, like basically like with the jiu-jitsu thing and everything. I've got followers that are all over like the country here. I've had a couple add me from other countries. I don't really add them back because
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Instagram. I'm trying to market a little bit more on Instagram, right, for this podcast. And our biggest fan base is on Instagram, right? So when we're out there, you follow me, I follow you. We're friends. I like a page. We're like best friends, right? Like a page, like a picture of yours or something like that. We just gotta up the quality on some of those pictures.
I think like people that get those like applications that aggressively add a bunch of people and then they'll follow you back because it's all about followers, right? Everyone wants followers, so if you follow them, they're like, oh, I'll follow him back. And I think that's how that works because I have a lot of like even I've seen like the Nutriground gyms like how or Nutriground gym page has followers from like different jiu-jitsu schools, like a Marcelo Garcia Academy or something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's like if you add them, they add you back.
Right.
It's like,
right. And basically getting your word out, it's like a lot easier these days on Instagram or getting, saying, hey, I'm starting a podcast. Hey, it's actually not BS. Hey, I'm having really cool, fun people on here with great conversations that are different. Trying to get that across without looking like a bot or looking like somebody that just is trying to push
right,
it down.
because you got to make it more interesting. Because if you think about like nobody knows you or me. Like we're not famous, so you have to do something that really like ropes them in.
Right, like we gotta like snort hot sauce off of hookers' butts or something like that. I don't know about. I've already sworn once. I don't know why I said butt instead of ass. But we're good to go.
Right.
So
you didn't. You told me you did not watch the Bellator fights last night.
I did not.
Lots of submissions.
Really?
Yeah, lots of submissions.
Everyone likes submissions. Everyone that's smart likes submissions. Let's pass that on.
What's that guy's name? Levarto? He's like that jiu-jitsu guy.
Very famous. Big on Instagram, by the way.
Yeah, he's very big on Instagram. He did a little like climb, went for a triangle. The guy was assuming he was going for the triangle, and he switched it to an armbar.
Just that simple, huh?
Dude, he made it look flawless. Even the announcer was like, oh, he went from one arm to the other. It's like, dude, he wasn't trying to armbar that arm. He was really focused on the other one.
Does it frustrate you that the general population doesn't know jiu-jitsu?
Not really.
Does me.
I kind of like being like different.
Different?
Yeah, because like
knowing more than somebody else.
Well, that
I'm gonna try to shrink you.
This is kind of like our world, and like I like to be different than other people. I feel like if everybody did jiu-jitsu, I probably wouldn't have done it. Because I don't want to be like everybody else.
Right. Right.
I mean, I don't watch football. A lot of people watch football, and that's cool. That's your thing. Like, I don't hate on it. It's not my thing. So people like probably look at what I'm doing. Well, that's not my thing. So
I feel like everyone that's watching Bellator is, I mean, like we just said, it feels like the minor leagues of the UFC, right?
Well, but I think but they put a lot of like wash up. I won't even call them wash ups, but like old names from the UFC on cards.
Why is that? Do they get paid better?
It's because they're a name that'll draw people in. Like, hey, I loved Frank Mir back in the day. Why am I going to watch this? Well, because Frank Mir's fighting. This could be his last fight ever. Maybe I want to watch it. It could be Fedor's last fight. When Fedor had he only recently got beat, and it wasn't that long ago. I mean, he had an untouched record forever.
Oof.
It's
so hard with the people out there now.
Well, I know.
The fighters out there.
And he's just got he's very open to strikers because he has that wild kind of swinging. But Mir, he caught Mir in his game. He pulled him in, he clinched him, and I mean, you don't want to clinch a judo sambo guy. Like, they're gonna toss you.
And Mir ended up getting tossed, right?
Yeah, he got a hip toss. He did recover, but then he ate a bunch of shots from Fedor, which rang his bell. So, but he did get a couple good shots in on Fedor. There was a point where Fedor went down for a second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like fireworks right off the bat. I only saw the highlight, and that was pretty much the whole fight. So, yeah, it was pretty quick. It was a good one. Dylan Dennis, who is one of my least favorite jiu-jitsu people out there.
Why?
He emulates Conor McGregor. He's Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. So he does this like I'm the best on the card. I'm the main attraction. Like, no, dude, nobody knows who you are if they don't know jiu-jitsu. Like
nobody knows who you are unless you're throwing a dolly at a bus.
Marcelo kicked him out of the gym because he didn't.
Oh, really?
Because he's like, I'm not about that showy, like
showmanship, trying to sell
being
tickets.
Being an asshole. So Dennis won. He pulled the guy in guard. He was trying to go for a pendulum sweep, and then the guy kind of like stood up, and he rolled and got a hold of his leg, and he ended up doing an ankle lock, not straight ankle, but the twist, foot
toe
lock.
hold.
Yeah, toe hold.
Yep. Yeah.
Caught him in a toe hold pretty fast.
Normally, I like guys that do that because you don't see that a lot. But if he kind of sounds like he's a dick outside of the mat.
Yeah, he's not. I'm not really a fan.
Okay.
I don't like him, and I don't like that AJ Agazar.
AJ Agazar.
He's another jiu-jitsu guy. He's got like the pretty boy haircut. Like he was talking shit on Gordon Ryan's page the other day.
So what is that? So so all you have to do is talk negatively about somebody else, or like start spitting some negative shit, and people are gonna respond to you.
Oh, dude, I said something to AJ Agazar because he was like, "I'm like the best in grappling right now." Oh, because he was all mad because Joe Rogan and them were talking about all these other jiu-jitsu guys and not him.
Yeah.
So I made a comment. I'm like, "What the fuck have you done lately?" And all these people, like, I was getting inbox and all this stuff, like, "Who do you think you are?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, I'm not even gonna respond. Like, it is what it is. I shouldn't have let somebody like that like even like get into my feelings because he doesn't know me. I don't know him. I don't really care what he has to say.
Yeah, you're talking about a guy that's 2,000 miles away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He lives in Florida. Like,
yeah.
I don't care. I'll never run into this guy. But I get drawn into it sometimes. It's just like, But that's good for them because
what does that do though? That says, okay, so the mainstream, so the main communication for today is the internet, right? And in different outlets, there's what? Facebook, Instagram, all this other social media platforms, right? So I can start spitting mad game about how I'm the best in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, because you can ride...
And then people are going to believe it, right?
You can ride the coattail of somebody else's fame. So if you constantly talk shit and you get to that point where you finally get this guy pissed off enough to respond, boom, people are going to start being interested in why did Gordon Ryan respond to Dan Rathbander's comment?
We just came up with a great marketing strategy for Fight Horizon right here.
Just get out there and start talking shit.
I'm going to start talking shit about everyone.
No, specifically go after other podcasts. Fuck your podcast. Till we get dojo stormed.
Oh, man. Street fight right in the parking lot.
Yep.
Everyone's pulling guard.
Exactly. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's just the way the world is, I guess. It's the world we live in now. It's like, how many likes can I get? You know, it's like even on like these dating sites and you start talking to these chicks and like, hey, add my Instagram. And you're like, man, you are so into yourself and your
There's
likes.
another thing, dude. Okay, so there's so many chicks, there's so many guys out there taking just a swamp full of selfies. Okay, and it just gets messy. Right? And there's so 85% of your Instagram is selfies, right?
Right.
And I look at that, I'm like, is that acceptable? Should I do that? No, I can't do that. So it changes your whole mentality of like who you are. Do you put yourself out on the Instagram like that? On the Instagram?
I feel like that's a form of attention seeking that I think has a bigger issue in a lot of people. Is why do I need the validation of the internet that I just did a yoga pose or whatever else? I mean, if you're into yoga and that's what you do, that's totally cool. Like, I mean, I post jiu-jitsu stuff, but I don't just post strictly jiu-jitsu stuff. But some of these people, it's like, well, okay, I work out and every day I got to post a deadlift video. I got to post a squat video. Well, we've all seen this like 20 times out of you, like in the past week.
What happened to like, damn, that's a good moment. I want to keep that one.
Right.
To me. No, nothing's keeping it to yourself anymore. You got to either Snapchat it, you got to Instagram it, and I'm the worst guy. Like I look like we just had a conversation. I'll have a conversation with you and I'll go right on my phone, right? Because I'm not even thinking about it.
I do the same thing.
There's 12 things I'm thinking about.
And you know what? And I mean, I'm guilty of it too. Because there's things that I put up on there that I want likes out of, right? To validate whatever I'm doing. And why is that? Why do I do that? Why do people do that? Why does Sammy Sweetheart post a picture outside in Milwaukee of you walking in a field?
Wasn't it a parking lot? Oh, no, that was the walk that you and Courtney went on. I'm sorry, not supposed to say names. Art museum walk with friend.
Well,
Hashtag random.
Hashtag random. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a cool picture. I mean, I'm whatever. But why do we do that? Why do we all do that? You know, why do I have to have a picture like I love what a girl thing that chicks do. I feel like, and especially like at Devil's Lake, is like get up on the cliff. And we're all going to like hold arms or whatever, looking off the cliff. And somebody's going to take a picture of us looking off the cliff from behind. I feel like that's like a common chick thing to do.
Like you got 5 chicks. Out of 5, how many of them are thinking, God, this is a gay picture. Why am I doing this? Like 3? Probably most of the majority, right? What is it? It's I'm going to contribute to life with this picture. Right? So is it supposed to... Are we supposed to think we're trying to change the world with every picture we upload to Instagram?
I don't know. I just feel like...
I'm kind of ripping on myself because I upload a lot of those motivational ones.
Oh, I know you do.
And I'm kind of not trying to be biased. But I guess you never really know. You never really know what impact that Instagram post is going to have.
My thing is like, okay, I feel like one person did it where it was a fucking really cool photo of me and my friends on the cliff looking over. It looks super good. Then some other chick is like, I like that photo. That's pretty creative. I'm going to do the same thing. So then they start doing it. And then they get all these likes. Oh, that's such a cool photo. Then their friends are like, that's a cool photo. We should do one like that. You know? Like, my favorite photos that I think are funny, and I like when people do them, is like when they do like the old school like gangster like on their knee handshake. Like I did it. I posted that one of me at the range.
That's old school.
I think it's so funny though. So like I was told my friend we should go to like our favorite pizza place and like be outside the sign and do like the old school like gangster handshake. You know, but I think it's funny. So when people post pictures like that, so maybe in their mind it's the same thing, right? Like, yeah, this is cool.
I don't know.
How many Kenny Chesney pictures did we see last night? You know,
all of a sudden you do it so many times, and everyone else does it so many times, and then it's like hashtag basic bitch. You know what I mean? It's
like me at Starbucks today.
Yeah,
I was basic as fuck.
By the way, why didn't you get me a coffee? I mean, come on.
Because you messaged me right when I got here.
There's no excuse for that.
And I was even late, so you were late on responding.
I don't know if this guy looks like Conor McGregor. Sorry, I'm searching Instagram right now.
You're trying to find an example of
shit that I was talking about. Ugh. By the way, how many things have you bought off Instagram, off the videos, of the ads?
Oh, you know what? I'll tell you something. So
like 24.
I bought these boots a while ago, like years ago. They were Timberland Earth Keepers.
Okay.
And everybody's like, I got so many compliments. One of my girlfriends bought him the same exact boots. And everybody's like, well, these are really cool. But you know what? I'll be honest. I got them because in the beginning of Shameless, the intro, Lip is standing peeing. And I was like, I like those boots. Those are cool. What are those? So I looked them up.
Oh, you're that
guy. Years and years ago, I bought them, but nobody else had them. And now all of a sudden, all these people are wearing them. I'm like, fuck. But yeah, I was so mad when my friend's girlfriend bought him the same exact pair. Because then he's like, dude, we got the same boots on. You know, I'm like, shut up. I like being different. You know, like,
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's marketing, right? That's how it should be. Like, okay, so product placement in something. Yeah. Though I couldn't see that it was Timberlands. I like the style boot that they wear, but which made me Google search what kind of boots are these.
That's where it all starts, dude. You're on the grid. Once you Google search one thing, all those ads are coming right to your Instagram. Yeah. Straight up in your face.
I was drinking a fucking Powerade the other day, and all of a sudden Instagram had a Powerade sponsor thing.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm like, this is weird. That's just way too coincidental. You know, like, how did you know that I'm drinking a Powerade? What if they're looking at my phone? If they were watching my phone, I'm gonna be really embarrassed. There's a lot of things that, you know.
There's a lot of Google searches out there that I don't want people to know about.
If my Google search got released, like, I'm ruined as a person.
Like, you type in A, all of a sudden.
Nope, don't do it.
Dare I quote something I've heard before?
Analyze.
Analyze ass porn comes up.
I could never. So at work, I couldn't spell analysis. And then so now I have when I spell it, I'm like, I have to say anal, and then I'm like, it's anal, and then why, you know? Like, but I couldn't. I always misspelled it. I'm like, well, for the first part, anal. I remember that it's anal, and then you add the assist.
Google knows that now. So guess what's coming up on your feed? Guess what's coming up on your ads?
Right. Anal.
Literally, they're plugging with plugs.
Dude, fucking Amazon recommended me for, it said under team sports, it was restraints for your bed. Oh. Like to tie a chick up.
Yeah.
Put it under team sports. I get that
like 12 times a day though. It's not bad.
You buy a lot of those?
I feel like they have like, you know, like that's a standard ad. Like, hey, look, here's a whatever that speaker that they have for their houses. And then there's the restraints for the bed. It's just one of their standard
If you
things.
bought the restraints, right, and there was, you know how you get that email, so you purchase this item, somebody has a question, would you answer that person's question, or would you just pretend like you never purchased this item?
What do you mean?
for
Say
the restraints, like,
oh,
you know how like when you're like, you bought this item, maybe you can help this person answer the question. You ever get those emails
like
from Amazon?
how strong are they? You'd be like, dude, they're really strong. Trust
Are they
me.
fuzzy cuffs? Are they Velcro cuffs?
Secure? How secure are they? On a rate to 1 to no one's ever getting up from them again.
Do I have to buy tent posts to pound them into my floor to hold them? You know, like, I have answered questions on there, but my favorite though is look at the actual pictures like people post, and I've never done it on any of those items, but I'm sure I could. And like, they're like, oh yeah, it looks great. These restraints match my bed covers.
Like every question I come up with for something like that is not like, oh, do they go with my curtains? You know, it's all like, oh, bad stuff. Do they leave marks?
It's just
funny.
funny.
Is my boss gonna have a conversation with me on Monday?
I just think it's funny that they have that stuff on Amazon. And then this guy at work was showing me you can get like cocaine supply, like things that people use for cocaine accessories. They sell on Amazon and they market it as something else, but it's like clearly for cocaine. It's like a little jar with like a little spoon on it, so you can do a little snooter, you know. They sell those on Amazon. It's like, oh, everybody knows what this is for.
That's the same thing for like weed, though, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, these are tobacco grinders.
Right.
And this is a tobacco pipe. No everyone.
I think
cops see around that.
We're getting to the point where it's gonna be accepted and it'll be legal again.
Cocaine?
No.
Oh,
not cocaine. But
I
marijuana.
got a little excited. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, when was it like completely outlawed, or has it always been outlawed?
I thought it was like the
Sammy Sweetheart.
70s.
Can you look that up? When was weed completely like?
I thought it was
federally outlawed.
I thought it was Richard Nixon.
Nixon? Goddamn Nixon.
Because it was like right after the Vietnam War, or right around that time.
Ooh, because of the.
A lot of them smoked a lot of weed over there.
Soldiers, wow.
You know, it's
Do
pretty.
you blame them?
No, fuck no.
Fuck no.
Go ahead. If you're about to die, you should be able to fucking smoke some weed, drink. You know, why is it that why is it we can enlist in the army at 18, but you can't drink until you're 21? That doesn't make any sense.
Mothers against drunk driving.
Yeah, but I think like if kids started early, it takes the fucking lure, because everybody drank when they're 18, 19. You know, it was like, I think it's so much cooler then, because you're like, man, it's illegal.
See, here's the cultural difference, right? And I'm going to compare our northern brothers and sisters, okay? They have a strong French tie, right? So Canada, right? 1970 was when weed was outlawed?
Yes. Yep. See, I was right. So it was around the Vietnam War.
God, the fucking 70s blew. So our northern brothers and sisters, right? Their culture is they let their kids drink wine, and it looks bad to other people, right? My opinion, that's fine. It's a different culture, man. You know, in Africa, you have people putting shit in their ears that are like the size of our dinner plates. Who cares? But they, in that culture, their children, their teens, get used to it, right? Know how to control it, know how they are in it, and they don't just hit 18 and go off the fucking cliff with a 30-pack of beer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, like I did when I was 18, 19. It was like 30 pack every time you hung out with certain friends, it's like, hey, let's smash a 30 pack.
What's the quickest we can drink this beer? Is basically what it was.
I remember being like on the east side of Milwaukee at like 8 a.m, still drinking like after a party. Like, man. I don't know how I did it.
even when I was drinking, I don't think I could have done it past 10. I always passed out. I was the one that passed out early.
I think actually the longest, I went out with a bunch of friends. We went to a buddy's house after bar, played cards till like super early in the morning. Mm-hmm. We went and got breakfast, and then we went to a third shift bar at like 7 a.m, and I was up till like noon. So I did almost like a damn like.
Imagine what your body went through.
Oh, the next day I slept the whole fucking. My Sunday was gone.
You slept through withdrawals, bro.
I remember I was like, give me my keys to my car. I'm going home. Like I was like, I gotta go home now. That was so dumb.
Rough. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I feel like there's a better placement in our society where we can control it in a method that, is culturally similar to Canada or the French culture.
Or the Germans.
Or the
Germans have a very strict DUI law. It's like one and done. That's it.
Really?
You get one, you lose your license forever.
There it is.
I don't think anybody would drive.
There it is. If that's what it is, do it.
Here in Wisconsin, we had to make it 4.
Well, no,
it's like how many times you got to fuck up before you fuck. It should be a 3-strike law.
I've heard of a guy getting 11 before.
Well, yeah, but that was before this law. Now they made it. You lose your license forever after 4 in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But it's like, come on, how many? 2. Okay, I get it. 3. Now you're being pretty fucking dumb. Like,
even okay. So if you look it up, even drunk driving after 1 is pretty drastic. You start talking jail time, right? If I'm incorrect, correct me if I'm wrong.
It depends on the county you're in. I don't think 1 will give you jail time. 2 for sure.
Right, 2 for sure will give you jail time, not 1. But gosh, I mean, you gotta start rethinking your whole life after 1. My opinion. You know,
I don't have 1. I never got 1.
Good.
I know. I mean, and I should have. Absolutely. I got pulled over drunk one time.
Yeah.
I should have got a DUI.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got out of it. I think it's because, like, I still can maintain my mind frame where I can talk in this manner, like...
Yeah.
And the cop was like, well, he seems pretty coherent, but, man, I definitely would have blew over.
Don't they look for those eye shifts, though? Like, you know what I'm talking
about. But he didn't pull me out of the car. He's like, have you been drinking? And I said, no. And I said no because if I say yes, that's probable cause.
Right.
So I'm like, if he's going to get me, he's going to get me. So I said, nope. And then he was like, my license didn't match my registration, so I had to explain all that. Then he's like, you have proof of insurance. I didn't have my card, so I had to show him my email of confirmation of payment. So I was able to do all that coherently enough for him to come back and go, all right. He goes, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to port, back home. And he goes, I suggest you go home. And I'm like, he's like, every cop in this county knows that I pulled you over. So if I were you, I would go home. I'm like, officer, I am going home right now.
Yes, yes, good idea.
I handed my ex like my fucking debit card. I'm like, bail me out. Like,
oh, you were that.
I'm like, I'm done. This is it. I'm like, I'm getting one right now. I mean, and then it's like when things like that happen, I kind of like with bad things in my life, like you just get this mind frame where I'm fucked. There's nothing I can do, so I might as well just accept what's about to happen, right?
So this goes back to our conversation, right? Like that's a big thing, right? Getting a DUI or getting caught for something the equivalent of, that would anger people.
Yep.
Right? Again, now you cut me off in traffic, now I'm pissed. You know what I mean? We get pissed at the smallest types of things, like a stupid selfie on Instagram or a stupid post on Facebook talking about politics. You ever seen that?
Oh,
where people just unload on Facebook and then they're like nice to each other in public. I want a little bit of more ethical conversation on the internet, right? So where if I'm having a conversation with you, Evan, I can say, I hated that post.
I'm the type of person that if you said it to me on Facebook, you better be fucking saying it to me in person.
That's right.
Because I don't fuck around with that. Like, I hate that shit. That's a cop-out. Don't fucking bark at me on my wall and then think face to face I'm going to be, hey, we're all buddies, blah, blah, blah. No, fuck you. You said that shit, say it to my face.
Keyboard heroes.
Right. Yeah, you ever see, like, the keyboard guys typing and they got the UFC gloves on, like... Because I don't get why people are so empowered behind a computer screen. Like, I'm like Jay and Silent Bob when they're like, they go to the dudes' houses at the end of the movie, knock on the door, like, hey, are you fucking, Goku 698 that said, I'd fuck your mom, and he's like, yeah, and then they beat his ass. Yeah. That's there should be checks and balances. Like, if you want to bump your fucking gums on the internet, you should be ready for the consequences.
Right. So here's the thing. It's all about accountability, though, right? So it's all about, I think I can hide behind a handle, right?
But if you do it to somebody you know that at some point you're going to face them, right?
Right.
There's a great possibility. So that's how I am. Like, hey, remember when you fucking said that shit on Facebook? Like I had some dude I used to party with back in the day who was talking about how he could kick my ass. I'm like, it was like a couple years ago. I'm like, what makes you think that you can kick my ass? Because of who I was back then. So that's what you remember me as, but you know nothing about me now. Like you don't know that I train. You don't know what I do. You're just like, probably think like, I think in those guys' head, like when they have such a big ego, they think like, it's like when I walk past a Taekwondo school, see the little kids breaking boards. Like that's what I'm doing, that, so they don't see that as a threat. Like, cool, you do Taekwondo, You know, they're not like, they're not here watching like people getting brutally slammed to the floor and caught in submissions that'll fucking snap your limbs or choke you to death. You know, when you tap out, that's saying I killed you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and these guys, but there's just guys in this world that are that confident in themselves that they don't care about what anybody else knows. They think that they are the baddest of the bad. So him saying that he could beat me in a fight, you know, to me, I take that as like kind of disrespectful.
Well, let's break it down. let's break it down, right? Why is he saying that? It's because he's overcompensating for something that he's lacking in himself.
He's picturing Evan from, you know, 2004.
Right.
You know,
he's
like,
picking a point where he.
That's where he still is in life, right?
Right. And yeah, there you go.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you see guys from high school that talk about when they won state football championship. That's like where they are in life still. That was the highlight of their life. So this guy's mentality is still back partying when we were 18, 19. Sure, he was banging all these chicks, you know, so whatever. That's where his head still is at, and that's where he thinks he's the man.
Right.
So he's going to stay in that area.
Right.
Whereas I've moved forward with my life and changed everything about my life. And he hasn't, you know.
You know what I love in situations like that? You have to not come back. Typically, like everyone else would be like so much more aggressive. Like, no, fuck you, man. This is, you know, and that's what everyone would do, right? Analyze it, like I just said. Why is he saying that, right? Because he's lacking something in him himself, right? And maybe that is because of what you just said. He's stuck in that era, right? So he needs direction forward. Right. You know what I mean? So coming back at him and being like, you know, man, I think you should do this. I think this would really help you, and like almost negate the negative that he said before, right?
I think I said,
and that would stop him in his tracks. I guarantee you.
I think I said, come sign a waiver.
Come sign a waiver. Meet me on the mat.
Right.
It's really gonna help you in
isn't
your
that
life.
the best way to do it? Like, and in this case, all right. Like this way, none of us get sued.
You know,
we do it in a legal matter.
There's some.
And
truth
you know
in
he's
that.
not going to show up.
Well, yeah, there's some truth in that because anything that we train in here, there's some shit that we could get arrested for out on the street.
I've been there.
You know, and it's fun. When I was training MMA, there was a saying that if you did something so good, it'd be like you would get arrested for that outside this mat.
Yep.
You know, and you did something so good.
That's how Ryan Hall would describe moves. He'd be like, he's like, you get this person right here, and you could fucking kill this motherfucker. Like, and you're like, you sit back, you're like, yeah, that might be extreme to some people, but I'm like, yep.
That's exciting.
Yep, you're right. I would be fucked if I was that guy.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure. And you know, that's the way he teaches like that is almost like a mind track or like a type of tonality that gets people's attention, right? You know, hey, I'm not listening to you. I'm going to say something. It's like a professor swearing in class. When you get out of high school, you go to college and they swear in class. You're like, whoa, dude, this guy's cool,
right?
You know, and then all of a sudden,
because they're treating you like an adult now, like because adults swear for the most part. You know, there's some people that don't swear,
right? And then him teaching like that is like drawing your attention even more.
And the only reason I brought that up is because today was I got like an on this day picture where it was me and Ryan Hall at 50-50, and I was just
I saw that
2-stripe blue belt, you know, and that shit was so over my head.
Skinnier.
I was a little lighter.
Smaller.
Yeah, I was probably
that's a
230. I think it was like 230. I was working third shift. Like, I mean, I could only train every once in a while. I can train now that I'm on first shift. I train way more. You know, like, I mean, I did 5 days this last week. Like, I never could have done that on third shift, but that was a mind blowing experience though. There was a week of, man, we would get up, train, eat, or like we would train till we would get up at 6, train till like noon, come back, do laundry because we were in an extended stay hotel, eat something, take a nap, go back at like 6 o'clock, and we were there till like 10 o'clock at night, and rinse and repeat. And we did that for a week.
What do you think? You bring up that those were like that was like a back in the day moment. Those were the good days moment, right? What do you think? Because I was listening to a song and I was thinking about this the other day. And the song lyrics go something like, I wish somebody told me that these would be the good days. You know what I mean? How do you recognize that moment? I mean, is it always like the progression forward, or is it just something good happening?
That was a good moment in my life to really think about where I was going with jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
So that was a part of my path, right?
Okay.
That's how I look at it. I don't go, man, that was the good days, because I think life is better now than it was then.
Right.
But that was just a highlight of my life at that point, right? That's how I look at it.
So it was the events that were happening at that time?
Yeah, dude, because I just got a brand new job. I broke up with my ex. It was like right after that. It was just like a trip you needed. You know, like...
I'm glad you threw it. I broke up with my ex as like, we're pinpointing the good things in this one.
Well, because it needed to be done. Like, so that it was one of those things that it was done long before it was done.
That's like one of the moments where you look back and like, yeah, I had to take my golden retriever out in the woods and shoot it because it was about 17 and a half years old and it had cancer. That's the
I don't think you would want to tell people you did that, because I still think that's kind of illegal. Like, that's not really ethically putting down the dog.
Your dog's in pain. Your dog's in pain.
I know, but they can give it euthanasia, not shot. Like, what if you shoot it and it doesn't die right away? Then now you'll feel really bad.
I went squirrel hunting one time and I had to do that. That was messed up. Then I realized the squirrel was actually dead and it was just seizing.
That's why I didn't like hunting. I hunted, but I never got anything. But I wasn't really big on like I saw some shit that I'm like, man, you got these people out there with really bad shots and these things like get shot and they're running around like, you know, it's kind of sad, you know, like fuck, kill them. Like
I got a story for you. So I was 12. 13, okay, something like that. And my dad, my brother, and I went out squirrel hunting. That's how you got used to hunting, right? You hunted small things, rabbits, squirrels. And we went in a patch of woods in the back of my yard. Well, not in the back of my yard, like behind a farmer's field in that yard, right? And we saw a squirrel, and my dad's got this old World War II shotgun. You know,
that's what I have.
Thing could chop down a tree, right? That's how basic it is, but you don't get in front of it. And my brother's got the 12 gauge, or no, my brother's got a new 12 gauge, right? And I got the 20 gauge, right? And we see it, and I look, and I'm like, oh, hey, a squirrel. And I'm 12. I didn't point my gun at it, right? But my dad and my brother hear it, and behind me, they start shooting at this squirrel, right? Okay, I'll start shooting. So we have 3 people shooting at this one squirrel. Jesus. It's about 25 feet in the air. You guys
fucking Swiss cheese the thing? Like...
Oh my God. Okay. We all miss about 5 rounds. And then somebody finally hits the branch it was on and it has a heart attack falling down to the ground.
How do you miss?
I don't know, but it was hilarious because we literally probably chopped down the tree with a 12 gauge and 20 gauge.
Yeah. I don't know. I just it wasn't my thing either. I thought it was fucking boring.
Well, you know, fishing and hunting
sitting in the
patience.
fucking woods and you're like, oh, I would like nod off like this is fucking boring. I'm freezing my ass off. I'll just buy my meat in a store.
But there's a way to be like, when you eat this meat, when you eat this venison, when you eat this squirrel, and I hope everyone doesn't find that disgusting who's listening. And people do eat squirrels.
Possum, like,
there's worse things to eat, trust me.
My grandfather used to eat possum. He's like, yours. This bar in Cedarburg used to have a possum boil. Like, what?
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm like, I just picture like rat tails hanging out of a pot that's boiling, and like they're like, what?
Your grandpa said that?
Yeah, fuck yeah. My grandpa ate anything, man.
Whoa.
But he was from the Great Depression era, and they were hunters, so it's like you kind of ate whatever came along, man. I mean, you didn't have a lot of choices. Like,
squirrel looks good at that point.
Anything looks good. Fucking probably a rat looks good, you know, when you're starving.
Yeah.
But, you know, well, that's what a possum is to me. It's like a big giant rat. Like, they're fucking gross. Like,
well, you think about it, people eat shrimp, right? And shrimp eat what?
Algae? Is it? I think.
If I remember correctly, it's a lot more disgusting than algae. I think they're the bottom feeders.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Catfish are too. Like,
yeah. And people eat catfish.
Yep.
They're like the cockroach of the ocean.
Yep. Yeah, they're the
sweetheart. Looking up.
The bottom feeders, like catching all the shit.
Yeah. So eating a possum seems gross to people, but
people eat dogs. You know. Algae and plankton.
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
Right on.
Got you thinking cap on today. Wow. Eat algae and plankton. In the algae and the plankton. Do they eat poop? They make poop and they eat poop.
You know, don't worms poop dirt? Isn't that what dirt is? I've heard that before. I don't know if anything on this podcast can be factual anymore. Now that you said that, I don't think that's accurate at all. I think that dirt is actually worm poop. That's what I've always heard. That's what I remember. Yep, here she goes. She's gonna Google
Did you know deer eat each other? How about that?
Can you imagine though?
Midwest problems. Hashtag.
That'd be kind of crazy to watch 2 deer
Eating each other?
Yeah. What if you were hunting?
I'd pay to see that.
What if you were hunting and you walked up on that? Like, this deer is eating another deer. Like, would you...
Dude, I would check what I had to eat that morning and see if I took any drugs. That would be messed up.
I think I would probably shoot that deer because there's something clearly wrong.
Well, yeah, you'd have, like, an ethical problem on your hands. You'd have to kill both those deer.
Do you remember that video game where
because that's just messed up.
You remember that video game where you could be the deer going for the hunters?
What was the name of that?
Was it like Deer Hunter or something? No, it was like... I can't remember.
Because you could use your horns and hooks to kill them.
People are all upset about it.
Fuck that. Fuck that. I like that. We have guns to kill them.
Right.
That's a good video game right there.
That was fun. I think back in the day that we played that. We played like Wolfenstein.
Mm-hmm.
Doom. Doom was always big.
Doom.
I love Doom.
Jesus, you're dating yourself now. Now there's like an Assassin's Creed where if I can't fly and kill somebody, I'm pissed. With
Fortnite.
20 different... Wow, dude, I looked up Fortnite. I don't like it.
Come on.
I don't like it. All you guys are playing it. I see it, but it's like a kid's game.
No, it's not, though. I mean, there's a lot of kids on there, but it's not. It's fun. Well, trust me, it's
listen
fun.
to what you just said. There's a lot of kids on there.
Well, there's a lot of kids in all those video games. Like,
yeah.
You get any chat you get in, it's like, fuck your mom from like some kid.
Yeah.
You know, like, I play Overwatch and there's the same thing. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. Well,
my mom wouldn't even let me play Mortal Kombat back in the day.
Dude, did I tell you? I don't know if I said it on the last podcast. I had a recent conversation. That's why I can't remember it. But my parents had a problem of buying 007 for me because at the end when you killed somebody, the screen dripped blood, right? Right? And that's the only thing. It wasn't like World War II where somebody's intestines are falling out, right? It was just a colored screen, and they had a problem. Man, and now you...
So think about this, though. So Mortal Kombat was my generation of, like, brutalness. You know, like, in the finishing move, you could rip the guy's head off.
Go ahead.
Which one? Oh, we're talking about Worm?
Yeah. Leftover soil particles.
So it's like when I eat corn.
Exactly.
Right. That's what dirt is worm.
Do worms poop dirt is what that alone is just a great Google search alone. I mean, that's
I'm sure I have like all these really cool. I hope you do.
Oh, Facebook worm poop.
What if you're like scrolling through Instagram later and then all of a sudden you get this ad for like your own worm farm?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Can you buy a worm farm like
Fight
the one with the
Horizon
glass on the side so you
phone.
can like? Yeah. Oh.
But
if you got an ant farm, don't get like regular ants. Like you got to get something that's dangerous, like fire ants.
Yeah, like tropical.
Like you want them if they escape, like you're gonna suffer.
Like I'm gonna put these ants in my coworker's lunch, who always eats my lunch, type of stuff. Like I want them to like infest somewhere. Like
you ever see like those people with those savanna cats?
Yeah.
And like you literally have to worry about like that. I guess they howl when there's a full moon. They like something about a full moon makes them go crazy. And you got to give them meat. You can't just give them regular diet. And they're, I guess, like at night, if you're like fidgety or whatever, they're like, you know how like cats normally like will shake their butt and like they get down low and they're about to pounce on it. That's what these things do. But that's a fucking dog-sized cat.
I'm telling you right now, pet it, love it, never trust it.
Exactly.
Okay?
It's like having a wolf dog.
Yeah, well, you can trust a wolf dog. That's man's best friend.
Pat Miletich was on Joe Rogan's podcast talking about how he had some big dog that was like, I forgot. They used it to, I think it was either to like chase bear or something. Like it scared bear away.
That's a fucking dog right there.
You know, it's huge. It's like a Great Dane size, but like really big. I forgot what it was. And he said that there was one point where the dog, like he like had this rope. And he went to grab it from the dog, and the dog like was like, like put his teeth out.
Yeah.
And he goes, all right. He goes, this is the moment. The dog is testing my dominance. So then he's like, I put my fist up to his face. He's like, do it. And the dog like finally eventually like backed down and like cowered away. But yeah, he had like a dominance check with.
Can you imagine being a human being that is very reluctant, right? A very second guessy human being, and having a dog like that? That dog would fucking kill you.
Oh yeah,
in an instant, just because it will show its dominance and doesn't know better.
Whenever you watch like Caesar Milan, like the dog whisperer, 90% of the time the issue is a dominance issue with the dogs. They don't feel your dominance, so they don't respect you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You have to establish your dominance with the dog. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, they'll run all over you. They'll do whatever the fuck they want. Mm-hmm. My parents' dog he's kind of a little nasty thing that bites everybody. But it's because he's not really dominated, I guess.
Right.
It's kind of like, oh, he was always reinforced, like, oh, it's okay. You know, like, you're reinforcing that behavior. Now
a helicopter parent.
Now he's like, I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yep. Because it turns into that, right?
Right.
There was this time where we had a dog, and we rescued it. And when I say we, me and my parents, right? I was coming back from college and living with them. And they just recently got a dog, and my mom reached into the cage to grab it. So because she was going to discipline it because it peed on the floor. Mm-hmm. It bit her, right? Ran behind I think it was a chair at the time, chair or a couch. And my dad wanted to like herd it into the cage. And I kind of came up. I'm like, no. You grab this dog by the neck, you throw it back in that cage, you know exactly. You know, it might bite me. It may bleed. I may bleed, right? I'm going to win the war. I swear. You know, he might win that battle. I'm going to win that war. You got to have that mentality, right?
A lot of, like, with dogs is, like, you put them on the ground, like, by grabbing their neck, like, a dominance thing. So you do what an alpha dog would do to the pack. Like, you put them down by their neck, like, to show your dominance.
Is it showing their stomach a type of vulnerability?
Captain, our pit bull, like, when you come home, he has his head down, and he comes up to you, like he's already showing that he's not dominant.
But it's like respect.
You're right. And when he thinks like he's in trouble, he'll lay on the ground and like roll to his stomach, like as like, you know, here's me being submissive. So he's such a pussy. Like he's the biggest. Like people are like, oh my god, it's a pit bull. Like this dog, dude. Today when Jimmy left, he must have been downstairs. The dog was like, like crying, like he's left alone. Like he's just such a fucking baby.
So you walk in the house, your dog comes up and rolls over, and be like, oh damn, this dude shit in the house. I guarantee it.
Yeah, no, actually, he'll sit on the couch and he'll put his head down.
Yeah,
and you're like, where did you take a dump? You gotta look
just
around.
Tell me where.
He's over there like punishing himself. Yeah, you don't even have to say anything to him. He punishes himself.
Yeah,
because he thinks he's getting smacked or whatever, and he's just like whatever.
You should just wait for that puppy that you own and just be like, well, you shouldn't have fed me that half pound of fucking gummy bears last night, asshole. Okay.
You know, when I play Xbox and I get super pissed and Captain's up there, if I start yelling at the Xbox, he'll like put his head down and he slowly walks downstairs like he's getting punished. I'm not mad at you.
You're an asshole.
I'm not mad at you.
Get over here.
Yeah. I'm like, God damn it! You know, like, and getting ready to throw my controller. Yeah, he exits the room. Like, I'm not yelling at you. Yeah, he doesn't like thunderstorms. I try to take him to the beach, and all these girls are like, oh, he's so cute. You know, and then he, like, as soon as he gets up to water, he, like, stops. He will not get in water.
No.
Nope. He's like, fuck that.
Dude, not fucking with that.
But it was super hot out.
Are you kidding me? Look at these paws. I'm not fucking going in.
I put him in the water because it was super hot out and he's like panting. So I'm like, he's hot. So he's got to go in the water. So I kind of got him out there and he instantly tries to swim back to shore. Like he's like, nope.
I had a dog that would jump out of it, you know, and you bring them into the shallow water, like a foot, right? It's just so it covers their belly just a little bit so it cools them down, right? The dog would jump out of it. Just constantly jumping out of the water so it just wouldn't touch it, right? And it would eventually just jump. All you see is this dog jumping like a frog in this shallow water onto land. Finally, when it gets it.
My brother's dog is like this really over hyper lab, and he's like old and he's still way too hyper. He'll jump in the water when it's like 30 degrees up north, and he like will be prancing around in there, and then he realizes I'm fucking cold. And so then he gets out and he'll go sit by and he'll whine to go back inside. Like now he's cold, so he's done. But now you're soaking wet. Like
this dog is thinking, I'm gonna die in T-1, 2. Time to go back inside.
He's so dumb. This dog is like, he doesn't listen to anything. He's not all there.
Do you think people own dogs to try to reconnect with nature?
I think they want like the companionship of something that is of lesser intelligence.
Oh, you think it's like a ego thing?
Not so much an ego thing, but just like I don't have to worry about this thing coming home and bitching about its day and ruining my day. Why are you slowly turning?
I'm not slowly turning anyway. I was looking at how good the day is out there.
You know what I mean, though? Like, it doesn't speak English, so, I mean, you have to follow its body language, and 9 times out of 10, dogs just want love, like, so it's easy. It's an easy companionship.
True.
I mean, yeah, they poop in the house, they piss on things, they'll chew things up, including my Xbox headset. But, we forgive them for that, but...
I'm not holding on to it, but that motherfucker chewed up that Xbox headset.
I don't know why, because he never does that. He just randomly chewed my Xbox headset. It was weird.
You did something. You did.
I don't know.
You got...
Maybe he knows that I yell at that game, and he was defending my honor.
Oh, maybe that, or you brought a chick over that night, and you were paying more attention to that chick than the dog.
I'm a good Christian boy, saving myself for marriage.
Who are you talking to? Damn, these are fresh. This is a fresh mic stand here.
Yeah.
Don't be tainting it with your lies.
Saving myself for marriage, ladies. Sorry.
All men are liars. Let's add to that. There we go. Boom.
All men are liars. Yeah, women lie too, though.
Yeah, I think just the human body looks for advantages. That's all.
True.
That's all it is.
Not so much.
I mean?
I don't know so much about the body, but the mind.
Well, the mind and the body are one sometimes.
I think like people capitalize on easy situations for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's like anything. Like we were just watching a video of like a fucking machine that pours wine. Like people are that fucking lazy that they can't just pour their own wine anymore.
Yeah.
And even she was over there like, oh, I want that. Like,
yeah. Sammy Sweetheart. Hashtag.
Did you watch the New Jersey Shore? No, I didn't either.
She doesn't like gym, tan, laundry.
No.
We do gym and tan and
were you
laundry,
like an OC?
Not else together.
Gossip Girl.
Gossip Girl. Hell yeah, Three Little Liars.
He's like, hell yeah. As you're looking away. Yeah. I love that too. Babe, I love those nights where you watch Gossip Girl.
I'm just jacked that the Infinity War movie came out today. No, was it today or was it yesterday?
Yesterday, because everybody's talking about it. Den of Thieves, dude. I'm telling you, that's good rent. It's good rent.
Den of Thieves?
Den of Thieves. That's 50 cents in that one. But he doesn't have a big role.
That's a video game, right?
No.
We're jumping.
That's Sea of Thieves.
Oh, what's Den of Thieves?
Den of Thieves is that they're bank robbers.
Oh, that's a movie. Because
yes,
we
just came out
movies.
on...
Everyone that's listening, stay connected. We're jumping, all right?
No, Den of Thieves.
Stay on your toes.
Good movie. Good movie. I like it. But that's what I was talking about, like how...
Wait, when did that one come out?
It just got released to DVD, I think, this week or whatever you want to call it.
Oh,
we say DVDs like we say CDs. Like, oh, the CD came out, but nobody gets CDs anymore. We listen to like Spotify or whatever else. So it's like we gotta change it and say album.
Den of Thieves, 2008. Oh, 50 Cent is in there. Look at that.
No, it was 2018. Center. It should have been.
Oh yeah, did I say 8?
Yeah.
2018. Sorry, add 10.
It's kind of like your
O'Brien
typical like
is a hard drinking leader.
Yes, he's a cop. He's like a scumbag cop, but.
Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Hell yeah. Drugs.
Who?
C? Okay.
Who's C?
One of our friends that we only call by a first letter.
Apparently. Oh, she's moving to LA? Oh, God. LA. Has she been there before?
Is this the guy from 300?
Yes. I think you're right.
Right?
It is.
Look at that. Right?
I think it is. You're right.
Really
I didn't even associate that when I watched it. He's definitely not in that shape anymore.
Dude was cut in 300.
That's you ever read like the actual story of Leonidas?
Yeah. He was kind of an outcast.
Yep.
He was an outcast from his family. No one thought he'd do anything.
And that's where Second Amendment rights people get that molon labe from, which is a saying that he said that means come take these.
Yeah.
So it's more like, and then they associate it with a Spartan helmet. I have a shirt. It says molon labe on it. It means come take these as in come take my guns.
Oh.
He said that to the Persians at some point. I don't know the whole correct story, but...
Damn, dude. I gotta watch this movie like now.
It's a good movie.
It looks good.
I liked it. I watched it twice. The first time I wasn't super paying attention. Second time I was pretty into it.
Did you have a chick over?
Did not. Nope.
Is that a lie?
Oh, I'm serious.
Let's have a podcast where we hooked you up to like a truth. What is that? The detector.
Yeah. No.
Lie detector test. Yeah.
I've honestly, this month has been just kind of empty and dry.
Two descriptive words we do not want to use when dating. Perfect.
Yeah, well,
Empty and
yeah,
dry.
because if somebody says dry, that's definitely not a good situation.
Anywhere. Anywhere.
But
I know you're only talking like humor, but that could be,
no, that could be serious.
in some other situations. We're vibrating here.
Yeah, well, who was it?
I'm getting
bombed.
Wasn't my den of thieves here.
Now you got to get Sea of Thieves, the game.
Nah, I don't like to theme my life like that. Den of Thieves, Sea of Thieves. I'm gonna start stealing shit.
You're gonna start stealing Perry stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were talking about dating. Sorry, I trailed off there. No.
Yeah. No, you're good.
No, I mean, I was kind of talking to somebody and things went south, and every time that happens, I usually take a little break.
Little break.
Reality check, like, hey, no, because I analyze every situation, every interaction I have with somebody, including like other males that like I don't get along with. It's like, why don't I tolerate this person? What about them irritates me? I do that with dating. Like every time I get like we break up or whatever else, I think about like, okay, I never sit there and go, man, it's all them. I have flaws too. So obviously our flaws didn't meet. They're like, I'm flawless.
I'm pretty perfect myself, so I only look for perfection in those that I like.
Right.
So.
So you're saying Sammy's perfect?
Well, we need all right, let's take a couple steps back right now. No, I am not bringing that on a podcast. Thank God we don't have that one on YouTube. I got some things thrown at me there.
Right. Domestic.
Domestic. Joe, I need you to respond.
Joe Shitty Beard Benson.
Officer Joe, that we are not going to name.
Did you see when I tagged him on Facebook? I tagged him in like check in here.
Yeah.
And his comment was, I was gonna make him my cover photo.
Leave
he said,
alone?
no, he said, and I quote, Joel Benson said,
Whoa.
Evan, I want to bang you, and then other times I really want to bang you.
That's a brown belt compliment right there. That's printed off and hang it on your fridge.
So do you take like a gay man finding you attractive as a compliment? Because don't you think their standards are a little higher?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Because they're probably like, well, I mean, some of them, but they're probably like, well, you're stylish. Maybe you're because the gay community is a little more stylish.
I think no matter you're gay or straight, you got to take it as a compliment.
Oh
right?
yeah, for sure.
Right. If there's somebody that's hitting on you, like Evan, if you hit on me right now.
But
there's going to be a part of me that's going to be like, hey, fuck this dude.
Have,
but there's the other part of me that's going to say, man, maybe I look good today. This guy's right. I like this guy.
I actually have been. I felt, and this is a moment where I felt like, man, this is what it's like to be a female getting harassed by some dude in a bar. One time, I went up to get a drink, right? So I'm a little tipsy, and it was kind of weird when I thought about the situation afterwards. But like this girl moves out of the way really fast, so I'm like, okay. So I stood up to the bar and was about to order a drink. All of a sudden, somebody's like putting their arm around my arm, and I'm like, I look, and it's this dude, and I'm like. Whoa! Hey, I'm like, hey man, like, yeah. So I like pull my hand away. I'm like, hey, I'm not like that, That's all I said, right? Then he starts rubbing my shoulder, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, stop. And then he points at my shirt, and I was wearing a Nike shirt that said "Skilled in all positions." And somehow he took that as like this means I'm gay, and I'm like, so then I'm like, dude, it's just a T-shirt. It's a sports shirt, like.
Let's break that down, though.
It
says skilled at all positions.
I know, which is why I got it, because it could be taken in other ways. But
all
never
positions.
Once did I think that. Yeah, how many positions are there in a gay world?
Well, there's probably a lot. There's probably a lot. I don't know half of them in the straight world.
But I'm saying I'm like, that's what made you think I was gay, and then of course I never wore the shirt again because I was traumatized. But then he continued.
Oh, cowboy up there, big guy.
He continued to not leave me alone. And so I moved to the other side of the bar, and I just sat there irritated, staring at the screen, and this dude, I can still feel him staring at me. And finally I go, look, motherfucker, ain't nobody talking to you. And then he made this scared face, and he got away. But I'm like, damn. And I'm like, this is what it's like to be a female, having some dude follow me around the bar,
Dude, okay, everyone listening, picture a 6'3", right?
4.
6'4", sorry, 6'4", holy shit. 6'4", 260 pound guy, looking like a basic bitch, white blonde chick in the corner, going, "I just don't want him to look at me anymore."
Because I don't want it. You know, if you think about like things to get into a fight over, that I'm not gonna fight this dude. Like, just get away from me. Like, and he wouldn't stop. So finally, I'm like, I gotta be an asshole. And you know what? I really do. I've had it even with like chicks that I'm not attracted to that are very forward with me, like out and about. I play nice to a point, you know, like, and then this one chick one time told me to shut the fuck up, and I'm like, nope, wrong. I'm like, that's not how you talk to me. If you're trying to get me to talk to you, like, get the fuck away from me, like, you know.
There's a joking shut the fuck up, but then there's a serious.
No, I was like talking about something. She's like, shut the fuck up, and I'm like telling me to stop talking, and I'm like, no. You come at me with respect, I come at with you respect.
Exactly.
You know,
there you
like,
go.
Because I don't do that to people. I don't go, shut the fuck up. You know, like.
Well,
I mean, here.
To people that you just met.
Yeah. No, I've never done that to somebody I just met.
Right.
Unless it was like in a case where it was some dude like, man, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. And then I'll be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. There's lines of respect that you can't cross.
And sometimes too, like if you get in those situations where this guy really wants to scrap you, and you know, like, you know, I've done a little kickboxing. You know how to strike. You don't even have to like hit him or punch him. Slap him.
Ooh.
Like you throw like a fake jab and slap him with your right. Like if a dude slapped me, that's like another level. Like punching is like that's like you're saying I don't even have the respect to punch you.
Have the respect to close your fist, man.
Because if somebody slaps you, like that's just like, oh man, that. It brings us back to the dominance thing. Like that's establishing your dominance on this person. Like,
I'm going home and crying to mom after that. Mom, you never believe what he did.
He's open hands. Like, what if you had to go to work the next day with like, this big red palm print on your face? Like, dude, who slapped you? Like,
I don't want to talk about it. Give me the TPS report. God.
Exactly. Which is funny. I stopped out when me and my buddy were cruising around. My buddy bartends at this bar, and we were like watching this office kind of dude. Must have been on a date with like this chick, and he was just talking about work, and you could just see.
Why do you say office kind of dude?
That's kind of like not saying that all office people are boring, but like in this case, this guy seemed just like this is his life.
He's got a tie on.
He didn't have a tie on, but he was maybe like a polo, whatever. Okay. And he was just, you could hear him blabbing about work and just seeing the look on this chick's face, like, rolling her eyes, like, I'm not interested. Like, you would think, like, you should pick up on that and maybe change the subject if you're trying. Because then she was kind of, like, looking at me and my friend, who were two fucking assholes, you know, just being dicks to each other the whole time. You know, like, 9 times out of 10, I told him that I would really want to witness his murder before I die. You know, just so I have
how you talk to your friends? That's good.
Just so I have that over him. Like, I saw you die first.
And I'm going to be the one doing it. What? Wait. Hold on. Hold back. Step off. There's the line.
But no, then he goes, no, he's like, you're wrong. Because if I'm dead, that means you guys were all dead long before me. And that's our friendship. It's usually like asshole things. Like
you need that friend. You need that friend to keep you sane.
Right. Well, yeah, because me and him have like so many inside jokes. Like we used to hang out with this dude who used to be like, he would see this girl with like a good looking chick with kind of a, you know, maybe like a 4 or 5 dude, and he'd go, man, I don't get it. I'm fucking cute. He's like, I'm cute. Why didn't she talk to me? And so like me and him will joke around with each other, be like, I'm fucking cute. You know, I'm like, can't believe she stopped talking to me. I'm fucking cute. So I'll post a Snapchat or something, like a selfie, and he'll respond and go, cute as fuck.
Bros, dude. That's a bro thing right there. I don't know if you're not wearing... I mean, you can't see this, but we're wearing sunglasses and bandanas here. We're broing out.
Right. Exactly. But nobody bros harder than the bros at the gym.
Nobody bros harder than the bros at the gym.
And what's with the fucking cut off hoodies, dude? Like, what is that?
Oh, do not get me going on this.
I know, and you're at Animal House, which is like...
I fucking hate it.
And they always have their hood up. Like, why do you have your hood up but your sleeves off? I don't get it.
Dude, okay, so you're trying to look scary to what? That 5-pound weight you're trying to bench?
Right.
Fuck.
But, you know, it's just like, man, I don't know. And then I was watching, like some chick posted a video, like, oh, relationship goals, where a guy is, like, he's leg pressing, like, 1,000 pounds, and she's standing on top of it, but his legs are tiny. It's like, what does that dude squat? I bet you that guy doesn't even squat fucking 300 pounds. No way.
Why is squatting part of a relationship goal?
This is a leg press. So, because my personal opinion
you're
is...
on the sled.
Yeah.
Dude, those things fucking scare me. Fuck that.
If you lock out your knees, you can buckle them backwards. I've seen that.
I know. Don't say that. It's gross. It's weird.
But see, these guys will just barely move it.
Okay.
They'll just sit there and barely move it, and they're like relationship goals.
Oh, yeah.
This guy ain't fucking...
The 2-inch push. Yeah. Oh, that's what she said. But no, it's like, why is that part of the relationship goal?
Because the chick is standing on top of it.
Dude, fuck that. Who cares? If that's part of it, no, it's not working.
There's there's this Bradley dude like I follow on Instagram, and he like...
She broke eye contact.
She wasn't even listening. There's this dude I follow on Instagram. He's like Bradley something. He's like, his whole thing is like zoo culture. He's a big dude. He's got a lot of like workout videos on YouTube and stuff. And he was like squatting like I think 225 with 2 chicks on each side of the bar.
Oh.
Sitting on it. I'm like, that's fucking scary because he also did like a fucking 315 squat in one of those, what's that fucking thing that people get, the hoverboard or whatever.
No.
Dude's like on one of those squatting. I'm like, man, that's just asking.
Well, I think, if you got 2 chicks on one side or 2 chicks on each side. Oh, wait, 1 chick on each side? 2 chicks?
1 chick on each side.
1 chick on each side.
They would have to weigh
if your
almost
legs buckle, it's 10 times worse of a situation. Besides all that fucking pain you're going through.
Yep, because of where their weight's gonna shift.
Ugh, gross.
I don't know why people do that. Like, it's like those guys that fucking like are biking on the side of a fucking building, you know, like on the top. I hate heights, so like I'm sweating right now thinking about it. And you're like, why are you fucking with your life like that? Like, one strong gust pushes off balances you enough, you fall, and then you gotta fall 20 seconds to your death, you know, because you're so high up. You have 20 seconds to think about, I just really fucked up and I'm gonna die. And can you imagine that moment? Like, I've had dreams like, have you ever had one of those dreams where you fall?
Oh, those are the worst.
And then,
yeah, and you wake up when you like land.
Yep.
And you're, oh man, I'm surprised I don't pee the bed more because of those things.
More, so you're saying you already do.
Bold and underline more here, ladies and gentlemen. This is a revealing podcast. I hope you're having fun as much as we are.
So you got to look at like those waterproof bed covers. They're also sold on Team Sports on Amazon.
Dude, this guy's got everything. So if we're talking about this shit and I get waterproof bed cover ads on my Instagram right now, I'm totally throwing you under the bus.
No, then you got to be like, there's a conspiracy. Then we're all
connected.
Fuck
yeah. You know what the conspiracy is? It's called life. There's too many. Okay, there's too many goddamn conspiracies out there that are all true. Don't get me going. Most of them.
I saw like you ever see that like dude with change my mind, you know, like he has that sign like I don't like something, change my mind. He like argues about anything.
Yeah,
I've seen maybe the one of John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
And then it said it's a good day to ride around with the top.
Yeah. Change my mind. Which would have changed the world, but just saying.
Conspiracies, that's what I'm...
Did you know that the JFK files were released this last year?
I'm sure they blocked out so many parts of that.
I know, they did. They blacked out a lot of parts of that, but what they didn't block out is the coroner's report. And I probably mentioned this in an earlier podcast. And the coroner's report reported a frontward-facing injury to the head. Okay, and then analyzing that, what they didn't block out is that there's a bullet hole in the shield that's on the windshield.
Which would mean a second shooter.
Which would mean a second shooter, which would mean a forward-facing assault, which means there was a shooter in front of them. Which means what?
Most people now believe that there was a second shooter.
But which means you give it enough time, the government's not going to fucking care what they reveal.
Right, exactly. You know,
I always pulled from the internet tonight.
I never understood. Here's my other thing about that is I never understood Lee Harvey Oswald's motive for it, which I get. Everybody thinks he did it, but then why was he murdered right after? Like, before he could ever prove his innocence,
exactly.
Somebody killed him.
Don't give him a chance to prove his innocence.
Exactly. Which makes it a bigger, deeper thing. Like,
exactly.
It's about, like, all the things that go on. Like, everything. Like,
and then bring this shit up.
Even, like, the Las Vegas shooting. Like, why did that disappear so fast?
Even before that, the airplane that flew into the Pentagon.
Yeah, that one too.
I mean, come on. Show me the pieces of the plane that erupted.
But in these two situations, same thing. There are hundreds of cameras facing that way. None of them picked up this dude going in and out of the lobby with all these bags and guns, and none of them picked up I said missile because that's what I think it is, but none of them picked up a plane hitting this building. Nothing.
Right. So there is footage now that they let out of the Las Vegas shooter transporting his bags.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, there is it, but in the Pentagon situation, there's only one camera that I've seen that has footage of it. Okay, and it's there and gone.
Yep.
Why did that part of the Pentagon get what do you call that when everyone moves away from that area? Evacuated. Thank you. Why did that part of the Pentagon get evacuated an hour before? And don't take me on the time, right? It's what, an hour, 20 minutes. I don't know, 2 hours, 4 hours that day. I don't remember. It was evacuated beforehand. Okay, bullshit.
Right.
Okay, it's all about Project Northwoods. Okay, that's documented, right? They were gonna have Cuban friendlies assault the Guantanamo Bay facility, right? So that they could justify a war with Cuba, right? Sure, yeah. That's a military tactic in the past, and you're dumb if they don't think they'll use it in the future.
You know that they say that Britain knew that we were going to get attacked by the Japanese.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because then that would enter us into the war.
Yeah, and they didn't say anything
because they knew it would bring us in.
Ooh, that's a dark world when you start bringing up these conspiracy theories, right? You know, it's not like, oh yeah, what if it's wrong? Yeah, it could be wrong. You're right. There's entirely possible that I'm talking out my ass right now, and so is everyone else that's posting about it. But that means it's entirely true, or it's entirely possibly true. Okay, it could be possibly true, right? If it is, what kind of world do you live in now?
So I was watching a Rogan podcast where they were saying that they're on 4chan or one of those sites that there's somebody that posts things about like the administration that's going on that claims to be part of the inside of the White House, that all these like conspiracy theorists are like, because he's like, they're saying like, oh, Trump's gonna clean house and da 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 da, you know, just wait, and it's, I don't know. You know, it's like, man.
Clean house, like his Oval Office?
Like, because, have you ever heard, like, there's the whole pedophile conspiracy?
Yeah.
Like, the sex trafficking and all that. They think that he's going to clean house on that. Like, that's why a lot of these people are getting, like, you know, like, demoted. There's also conspiracies saying that, like, Bill Cosby at one point wanted to buy NBC, which is why he's getting all these sexual assault charges put on him. Because they're trying to, like, you know, that these people are setting him up. And it's just a weird world we live in. And I think, you know, everybody's like, well, that would take so many coordinated people to do like something like if 9/11 was an inside job. But I think the reality of it is people are so money hungry and driven that if you gave these people the right amount of money, their mouths will be shut forever. I mean, and then you want to be like 50 years old and going, man, I was part of 9/11 and it was an inside job. Like, nobody's going to admit that. They're just going to let that die. Like,
no, you know, they'll admit that. They've got to admit that. I'm going to argue for that. I mean, even if I was paid $20 million today to shut up for 25 years, on my deathbed, I'm going to drop some fucking bomb.
I don't know. Because I forgot who was the one that was...
But, I mean, to be honest with you...
If you dropped it on your deathbed, though, people might take that as dementia and like that. You're not even saying the real thing.
Right. He's confused.
Right.
He's close to death. Right. They could say that. But, I mean, to be honest with you, okay, if something bad happened today, okay, in that realm, right, I'm not going to compare anything that's already happened in the past, in that realm of things, and 30, 40, 50 years, hopefully, maybe, 60 years go by, and I'm part of that, and I'm paid to shut up, right? In 60 years, speaking in the distance of today to 60 years, is anybody going to care? That's generations.
We still care about...
World War II?
World War II.
Okay.
We still care about John F. Kennedy.
Yeah. But are we creating a revolution for it?
What about Roswell? People would care about that.
Yeah.
If Roswell was real, if aliens, like, I mean, look at the jumps in technology that happened right after that. Who knows if it was real or not? Because look at like what we had in the 80s or even the 90s. Look at the computers we had in the 90s compared to the computers now. Like,
yeah.
Our jump in technology has just been insane.
I think it's been accredited, but it's...
Now, if you, like, watch Ancient Aliens, and they say, like, the Egyptians and stuff...
Is this the guy with the crazy hair?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He's like, aliens.
Dude, weird.
But, like, they said, like, the pyramids were made of blocks that you would have needed a saw that was, like, 3 stories high, and there's they had a machinist, like, a master machinist go there and said, yes, there's saw marks on these blocks. Where did they get that technology? And where did it go? And why did we not document it?
And then do the math. How long would it have taken with that much of a population as a slave population building it? And it was vastly amount like the amount that it would have taken, it would have been years compared to what it was been historically documented as.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. We live in a very mysterious world.
You know what? And I think like things like I think you might get a lot of people that are atheists or don't believe in Jesus or any of that if they found like the actual Spear of Destiny, or like what Hitler had a quest for the Spear of Destiny and the Ark of the Covenant.
Some say that's why World War II was started.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean,
so he took over. Oh, we fucking talked about this last time.
Well,
right?
He fought in Africa. I know I think we had a discussion about this. Yeah. But yeah, they had that Africa campaign, which was all about that.
Yeah.
And we did a lot of fighting. I mean, there were a lot of American, British troops like that were there.
Yeah.
You know what's a war that we don't really talk about, and I always found kind of interesting, is World War One.
Oh. Okay.
See, and like I
was gonna go with the War of 1812, but all right.
That's another one. Yeah. Well, but I feel like World War One. Like my great grandfather was in World War One. And we don't really spend a lot of time on it. Everybody's obsessed with World War II because you had the ultimate villain in Hitler, right?
Right. But World War I set up the stage for Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a soldier in World War I.
Yeah. Yep.
And he was actually imprisoned.
Mm-hmm.
But when he took over France, I think this is what we might have talked about before, is that Hitler brought the rail car that the French signed or made Germany sign their surrender on. And made them sign their surrender, and he got rid of it because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
I think that's what we talked about when Colin was on.
Yep.
But
I mean, if anybody wasn't listening, that's a good recap. So, but we're running pretty long here. We're running at 1 hour and 50 minutes. 15 minutes. Sammy Sweetheart says.
All right, so we'll have to do a part two.
Part deuce to episode 21st. Bam. Spit some knowledge at you. All right, thanks for listening, and we're out.
Thanks for listening to the Fight Horizon podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to subscribe. Also, you can connect with us on Facebook and Instagram using the keyword @FightHorizon. And we'll see you next time.